What is the proper procedure when there's a shooting and the victim is saying that the two people that were arrested are innocent? I'm asking because there's a situation now. I have two brothers, DeAndre and Daquan, who are facing 12 plus years in jail for a shooting that happened in Westchester County. Never seen before footage from the victim stating that the two men prosecuted for his shooting was innocent.
I made a letter myself.
And did you get it notarized by her yourself?
By her, yeah. She came to me. She came to my cell. She said, "All right, I'm gonna notarize it. I'm gonna leave you a copy under your cell." By the time the copy came back, though,
in that cell area, correct?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. So it would show her coming to your cell to notarize the letter.
Yeah, basically, yeah. The exact date, please don't ask me because I don't know.
Do you remember what month, maybe? Was it this year?
I say no. It was this probably like November.
November of last year.
Yeah.
So November of last year.
Late October, early November. I don't know. I've been in jail like 5 times since then.
All right, but would it say between October and November you were in jail?
Yeah.
And she came to your cell, the notary.
Yes.
She stamped it, and then what?
She said, I'm gonna send you a copy back. I'll leave it under your cell. And I said, okay.
Did she mail it out for you?
Yeah, that's what they do. I didn't watch her mail it out.
But that's what they do in jail. And I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. Normally, when you ask to get a letter notarized and mailed out, that's what they
do. They notarize it and mail it for you.
That's what they normally do.
Okay.
Yeah.
The victim also said that he has reached out. He wrote 2 letters. One was handwritten. Another one he actually got notarized, which is quite crazy because that's how that notarized letter is how the brothers got prosecuted, right? Peep this. The lady who notarized the letter testified in court that the brothers gave her the letter when in fact the victim gave her the letter. That's sketchy because you cannot get a letter notarized without showing some form of ID. So how can they give you a letter from the victim that you notarized without proper ID? Does that sound fishy to just me? Because something is not sitting right.
All right. So now your lawyer said again that the other guys, the suspects, gave her the letters to notarize. Correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Which would be a lie because how could they notarize if they're not you?
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying? That makes no sense.
Okay, so we're going to get into it. The two brothers are Daquan Johnson and DeAndre Phillips. They were arrested for the shooting of Mr. Daniel Hammonds, which rest in peace to Mr. Daniel Hammonds. He actually was alive throughout this whole process. He just recently passed in a separate incident on February 25th. So rest in peace to Mr. Hammonds. But before Mr. Hammonds actually passed, he did go ahead and write a few letters, 2 to be exact. Once the victim told the judge that they didn't want to press charges because the guys were innocent, the judge became upset. The judge pretty much threatened to give him 6 months in jail if he did not testify to the original allegations. That is very much so fishy. I don't care what nobody say. That is definitely fishy. Later on, he was arrested and rearrested in order to attend the court hearing. There was no valid evidence taken in order for them to take the defendants to trial. There was no valid evidence. In fact, there was not even a weapon. There was no recovery of the gun. None. So you have a victim saying that they didn't do it. And then you also don't have a weapon, yet you prosecute 2 brothers and take 12 years away from their life. I actually had the pleasure of speaking on the phone with Mr. Daquan. This man is so smart and so intelligent. This man is a God-fearing man. He has a son who's autistic. He has a daughter who suffers from seizures. We are trying to bring these brothers home. Now, there is a petition that you can sign, and I'll drop it in the comments, the link for it. The petition is to help get their case pretty much reopened so we can they can retake a look at it so these brothers can get a fair trial, because this trial was not fair at all. The cards were stacked against them from the beginning, okay? Because none of this makes sense. The victim is saying they didn't do it. There's no weapon, yet they're sitting behind bars for 12 years and they have a family to feed, okay? This case was not right from the start, okay? Throughout the trial, they considered these brothers, or called these brothers, gang leaders, even though it was unproven, and was also saying that they were leaders of organized crime. There was actually a pastor, Reverend Gadsden, that wanted to speak on their behalf. He wanted to be a character witness. And when he came, the judge threw him out when he cleared his throat. You don't want them to speak on this man, these men's character? These are God-fearing, church-going men that are accused of a crime that they clearly did not commit. From the jump, the case was fishy. The jury consisted of 11 Caucasian people. Now, I don't know about y'all, but To my understanding, you're supposed to be tried by a jury of your peers. 11 Caucasian people was not those 2 black men peers. I don't care what you say, how you put it. It's not. Daniel Hammonds, which rest in peace to Mr. Daniel Hammonds. He actually was alive throughout this whole process. He just recently passed in a separate incident on February 25th. So rest in peace to Mr. Hammonds. But before Mr. Hammonds actually passed, he did go ahead and write a few letters, 2 to be exact, stating that the people being prosecuted were innocent.
It's like, it was more, if I didn't come to court, I have a criminal contempt for not coming to court.
Okay.
They could arrest me, they could hold me until the case gets done.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's really a threat, but that's like more what they were saying if I didn't come to court. So I was coming to court. You know,
Okay.
like I was
So you
coming
came
to
to
court.
court.
But
Okay.
even when I was going to court though, I was already saying that it wasn't them. I didn't saw them in court myself.
So every time you went to court, what did you say to them? It wasn't them?
It wasn't them, yeah. And then they finally, the only time I ever saw
hold
them.
on, they asked you every time if it was them?
Yeah. But the
So
only
hold on, how
time
many times did you go to court? Let
like
me ask
4 or 5 times. But
So
I'm trying
you went
to say
to court 4 or 5 times.
what I'm trying to say is that the only time I ever saw them, the 2 suspects, whatever, was the last time I went to court, which was like 3-4 weeks ago. That's when they cross-reference, whatever you want to call it. Was it this guy you see right there? No. Just this guy? No. Did they threaten you? Did they same thing you're asking me right now? No. He was asking me, certain questions that my lawyer already told me just plead the fifth for because don't get myself, a perjury charge. So I was pleading the fifth. On half the things I don't even remember. I was just pleading the fifth because my lawyer told me to do that. When they asked me, was it this guy? Was it this guy? No. After I left court that day, my lawyer told me this should be it. Because I was coming to court like 4 or 5 times. I was already asking them.
Daquan had a lawyer, right? He had a public defender. And then he went to go see a paid lawyer. And the paid lawyer was like, listen, this is a slam dunk case. You pay me $50,000. You won't do no time. You're not doing no jail behind bars, right? So then what he then did was he got rid of his public defender, and they were going to try to come up with the money to pay this lawyer. But when he got rid of his public defender, that same said lawyer was assigned to his case to be another public defender. So now you went from being paid and it being a slam dunk to now you are a public service worker telling this man to take a plea deal. So how does it go from a slam dunk to a plea deal? Please let me know.
Why they coming to court for? Because what the hell? I've been coming to court all this time for what? I got my own life going on. Boom. That being said, last time I went to court, they told me, this should be it. Don't even worry about it no more. The DA and my lawyer told me that. So I ain't worried about it no more. I ended up getting a whole new phone. The only reason why I ended up finding it out they got convicted because I had my own case going on in Yonkers with myself. And I called my lawyer to ask him what was going on. The same lawyer I had for my criminal case was the same lawyer I had for this. So he's like, yeah, they got convicted. I said, what the hell? I ended up finding out, they got convicted. And I'm like, what the hell? And that's how we ended up here.
And you didn't hear this from me, but apparently during the Friday court appearance, the trial judge repeatedly sipped the liquid. Undoubtedly may have been Jenner vodka because he became arrogant and snobbish. Woo! Not drinking on the job, allegedly, because, all right.